I know that you have self-published 4 books. Is this true?
Yes, and technically there were 5 because the Lord of the Rings fan fiction was kind of unofficially published. I mean, kind of like I released it myself. So if you want to make that technical, there were 5.
The estate just would have frowned on it if they found out about it. Is that sort of the story on that?
Kind of. Well, and if you say when I say self-published, that's kind of talking about the things that I've like legally released through Amazon or Barnes and Noble.
Okay.
So the ones, my Lord of the Rings fan fiction is only available like on my site, and it has like all of these copyright disclaimers on it out the wazoo. So
Right. Okay, well, okay. First off, I've got to ask about this Lord of the Rings fan fiction. So, what is the story on the Lord of the Rings fan fiction? And give me the elevator pitch for this book.
okay, why don't I just go ahead and read you the back cover summary, because I actually have one print edition that like I made for myself, which I can legally do.
Okay, this is legal, everyone.
This is legal.
Don't come after us, Tolkien family.
Okay, so it starts out with the very first paragraph of my fanfiction. It says, "Many have heard of the tale of the One Ring of the Dark Lord Sauron, and how Frodo Baggins of the Shire brought the ring and its master to their destruction at Mount Doom. But there is much more of this story to tell. Another part of this story has remained untold to its completion, until now."
Ooh. So, who is this story about?
Okay, well, we'll continue here.
Okay.
When Frodo has a daughter he has to leave behind, she grows up longing to know her father, struggling to fit in, and wondering what her part is in the greater tale. When she comes of age, she learns that she is destined to have a quest of her own, but instead of being sent to destroy a ring, she is sent to find a ring to save Middle-earth before it's too late. However, it doesn't take her very long to realize that fulfilling her quest will be much harder than anyone could have imagined. Will Arwen Baggins be able to complete her task? Will she be able to endure all that Frodo did, or worse? Discover what it would be like if the story of the Lord of the Rings continued. Return to the land of Middle-earth with both new and familiar characters. A story of friendship, courage, love, hope, and ultimate sacrifice. Join them all on an epic journey that will bring the story of the Lord of the Rings to a more complete conclusion.
Wow. So this story takes place after the events of Return of the King.
Correct.
Okay.
A little bit in the prologue that's a bit of an overlap.
Okay.
But the majority of the story takes place about 30 years after Frodo leaves overseas. So.
Okay. Wow, that's very interesting. How long is that book?
Well, this print copy I have right here, mind you, with pretty wide margins, is about almost 370 pages.
Wow.
I'm planning on making a second reprinting that fixes some typos that I've shrunk the font some, and that will probably be closer to 300 pages, just a little under that. But
so are you able to sell that?
No.
Right. Okay. It's just so when you say you're going to print another one, you're printing it just for yourself.
Right. Barnes and Noble, who is one of the two companies right now that I'm distributing my other books through, they give you an option to print personal books.
Okay.
So yeah, that they don't legally get sold. So yeah, I have like one physical print for myself, and legally I can make this print for myself. I can technically print this and give it to somebody else, but I'm not allowed to make any financial profit off of it whatsoever.
What if you handed it to somebody and then they just happen to hand you some cash?
I don't know how that works. If I cannot earn any money legally, and that was one of the things, like I made this very detailed copyright disclaimer that was all like I don't own any of the characters. They're all owned by the Tolkien estate. The story is not officially canon. Please do not sell this book. It's not legal for me to make money off of this book. And if you sell it, you do it without the consent of the author and could face prosecution by the Tolkien estate.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, how long did it take you to write that? That's crazy.
I started writing it when I was 13, and I kind of finalized it over this last spring, so that's about 16 years.
Good grief.
Off and on.
That's like a life's work right there.
Yeah, it is kind of. It's more than half of my life at this point because I'm 30.
Yeah. Wow. So you wrote that. That took half of your life. But what about these other books? Are these? I know at least one of them is not fiction. But have you written any other fiction books?
Currently, no. I've been going back and forth about translating this my fan fiction into what they call a pool to publish project, which is where you take all of the copyrighted elements and make it its own fiction. I've been
Oh,
debating on doing that, but I've been wanting more feedback on my original book and haven't gotten a ton as of yet.
okay.
So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, other than that, I've not really written other fictions other than short stories or that
Sure.
sort of thing back when I was like in school or something.